I wanted to warn you now that our next story contains some graphic video. How many times have you been driving when a deer jumps in front of you from out of nowhere? I know it's happened to me. It happens to a lot of you that are driving in areas, in some cases, overrun by deer. In fact, in a typical year, more people die from collisions with deer. This is kind of hard to believe, than in bus crashes, train crashes, and airline crashes combined. And if you've never been hit, you're about to see what it's like. It is frightening, amazing video. Here's consumer correspondent Greg Hunter.
Getting up close and personal this way is no joke. On highways like this across America, the number of dangerous accidents involving cars and deer has nearly doubled in the past 10 years. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, 1.5 million deer vehicle crashes happened in 2003. Disturbing scenes like this happen more than 4,000 times a day. This collision was caught on camera by drive cam video systems. It shows how easily even an alert driver can be caught by surprise. On American roads, crashes between motorists and deer have become more deadly. According to the Insurance Institute, collisions with animals, mostly deer, killed 201 Americans, a 27% increase over the year before, and injured more than 13,000. It's estimated deer crashes caused more than $1 billion in damage.
In the middle of Topeka, Kansas, the capital of Kansas, in the middle of a big city, nobody thought a deer would ever be on the road.
Greg and Kathy Hill, along with their 4 kids, were on their way home from a soccer tournament in Topeka, Kansas on Mother's Day 2002. They were traveling in the near lane, 65, 70 miles an hour, when an SUV in the far lane hit a deer, catapulted it over that wall and into their windshield.
That deer came through our windshield like a missile.
Kathy was knocked out and so severely injured, she lost all memory of what happened. But her children filled her in.
It went straight down the middle of the van and ended up in the very back seat in between my two youngest children. They were covered with glass, they were covered with blood, they were covered with guts of the deer.
Her husband Greg was killed by the impact. Another driver who witnessed the crash later told Kathy about her husband's final moments.
She said when she approached the driver's side of the van, that he was trying to turn his head backwards to make sure the kids were safe. And then he died. The accident was May 12, 2002, when it was Mother's Day. So my husband's last Mother's Day gift to me was my children.
Wildlife expert Tad Bassett has a contract with North Carolina's Wake County to pick up and dispose of dead animals found by the roadside. You work in one county?
One county only.
How many do you pick up?
30 a day.
30 deer carcasses a day.
30 deer a day.
All hit by cars?
5 days a week, all hit by cars.
That's dangerous.
Very dangerous.
What makes deer so dangerous?
They're so unpredictable. They can spring out at a moment's notice. You may see them, you may not see them. You just have no idea. You have to be ready for anything.
Often it's better to actually hit the animal than trying to avoid it with a panic swerve, a highly dangerous maneuver as seen in this police road test. But it's a common response, say transportation experts, with often deadly consequences, as in this crash that killed 3 people in Utah last year.
Authorities say the driver swerved to miss the deer, causing a rollover.
Most importantly, stay in your lane. Unfortunately, if that means that you have to strike the animal, you're less likely to hurt yourself or anybody else by doing that.
There's no consensus on how to deal with the problem of deer crashes.
If somebody wants to ask us if it's worth it, they need to come talk to my children, to ask what's missing in their life, what kind of man my husband was. Is it worth it? Absolutely.
It's so heartbreaking to hear that story. And I mean, I guess what's so staggering is how you add these collisions with deer. There are more of those than, what did you say, bus accidents?
1.5 million times a year collisions.
It's amazing. It's hard to believe that many accidents happen a year. Greg, thank you.